Perfect. Thank you so much. Sorry for the late arrival. I just wrapped up our phenomenal Tim Resser Communication Department academic session Q&A.
Good. Excellent. We got a lot of people coming on. There's
participants. Fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, Bob.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. Oh, hi, Allie. Good to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah, you too.
Doing well?
Yeah, things are good. Classes are crazy.
Good. Yeah.
So
Well, you got a
we
fellow
are
Pittsburgh
running around
fellow
12
that's.
o'clock, and I want to make sure to give you guys all of the time to cover the information and some Q&A at the end. So I think as we might have a couple more kind of trickling, we can go ahead and start. So to kick it off, my name is Zachary Rhodes. I am the Director of Enrollment here at John Carey University. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your Saturday morning when you could be relaxing or doing other things to join us virtually. Hopefully today so far has been both enjoyable and informational. We have a great session about to kick off with Bob Stein to cover our professional development program, and I will turn it over to Bob.
Okay, Zach, again, welcome everybody. I'm so happy to have you here, students and parents from all over Ohio and Pennsylvania and upstate New York and Illinois and Indiana and Kentucky and everywhere else in the U.S. So we're pleased very much to have you here. Today's session is professional development. We take a very important aspect of your academic career to also include being ready to go out in the workforce. So we also do that in a very fun and uplifting way. See, the t-shirt says BPD Bob. And let me share with you the fantastic Boler Professional Development Program. Okay, BPD, Boler Professional Development Program. And hold on here, screen, whoops. Okay, there we go. First thing I want to say, and I'm really proud of this, I started with the school 18 months ago. I inherited this program. I didn't come up with it, but it's #1 in the entire United States out of any university or college everywhere. The business, Bloomberg Business Week polled employers, and John Carroll Boler College was rated #1, which means that employers believe that students that come out of Boler College are best prepared for the workforce. That's what we do with you, with a comprehensive 4-year program. It starts right when you're a freshman. We ease into it. It's not something we jam in. We do it progressively over 4 years. Lots of activities, events I'll touch on in a minute. The main screen here is showing you, we help you with your resume, your LinkedIn, your cover letters, interviewing skills, networking, meeting employers, the whole bit. Just briefly about me. So I'm Bob Stein. I've had a 40-year business career before Carroll. Wonderful, lucky, my career. I was CEO of 2 companies, one public company in England, the UK, one in the US, 3 or 4 other companies. And I've done every profession that you can imagine in business. So I really enjoy working with all of our students, talking about what they're interested in and my thoughts, and helping students just determine their career. So that's why I love what I do here. And the last company I was with, I traveled all over the world, 56 countries. So I love working with our international students as well, and anybody interested in international business. So just gonna carry through here. Really important, our culture is very much one-on-one. We got 1,100 students in the Boler College, approximately 300 freshmen, but you individually is the way we work with you. It's your career, it's your major, it's your path, and we make sure that you realize and that we're here for you as an individual. So that's the culture of all Boler College, but absolutely of BPD. So there's a whole team. Professional development is not just what we do. We're sort of the quarterback, putting everything together. So career services, which I'll talk about in a minute, is essential because you want to know where the internships, where the opportunities, and they help with resumes and cover letters as well. Your faculty are a very important part. You're going to get to know some professors very closely. Believe me, they're there to help you and provide professional development suggestions, connections, etc. And your advisors. The other thing that's unique about Boler College is when you're a freshman and sophomore, you have a professional advisor that takes a path through you and then passes you along to a faculty advisor. So that's a very great advantage that is here at the school. And again, it's all centered around you one at a time, each student. Okay, so it's a whole team that's working on it. there's 3 goals that we have in BPD. 1, we want you to be ready to walk out of here after a wonderful academic career and be ready to go work. Okay, you're going to be impressive the first day you walk out. So to do that, we got to get you ready to have an internship that you want and ultimately to find a job. And we'll do that with you. The second goal is we want you will have a competitive advantage. This is the only business school that I'm aware of where we generally are in the Midwest and even towards the East that has a full-blown 4-year professional development program. So you will stand out and have a competitive advantage, and our employers tell us that. And we want you not just to get a job, but to have you get what you want in your career. So you're really developing what you'd like your career to be. We don't expect you to know that as a freshman. Some don't even fully know as a senior. That's okay. We're getting you ready so you can walk out in a professional environment and start your journey, the long journey of a wonderful career. So that's our 3 goals. And all the stuff we do kind of gets summarized here, that we want to professionally brand you. We want you to sell yourself in the absolute best possible way. We spend a lot of time with you. And that's why it's not just the resume and the cover letter. That's the pieces of paper, but it's how you express yourself, how you dress, how you shake hands to a professional person, how you have dinner with somebody when you're having a professional dinner or lunch. All of that we want to help you brand. And the big part that I'm strong on is how do you sell yourself best? Nobody can sell you better than you. So that's what we're here to do with the interviewing skills, the coaching, mentoring. You practice interviewing. It's practice that makes these things good. And you'll be in a position where you'll sell yourself in the best possible way. In networking, I have to say to all of you, you'll be doing the rest of your life. Most people, outside of getting their first job out of college, don't get jobs on websites. They get jobs from networking. They get new business opportunities. They get partners in business. So we spend a lot of time on helping you get ready and prepared for networking. And then I mentioned earlier, the professional conduct. What's the right way to go out and present yourself as a professional? And at the end of the day, we help you get the experience, not just from internships. That's one piece of it, but the whole package of what makes you have skills and experience. So that's the main thrust of what we do to work with you. We have all kinds of events. I brought home some of my office here because we're in BPD Bob's basement in Chagrin Falls, Ohio. We have a Meet the Recruiters in the fall that's only for Boler, the business students. We get 60 employers that come and they want to talk to our business students. They want to talk to you about internships and get hired. That's a major event. The school also has a broad career services job fair in the spring, which we had before we all had to go home. The other event on the far right, you can't see it too well, says Network for Success. We bring in 50, 60 alumni, and they work with all our students to practice networking, to give tips, to encourage them, to encourage you, to inspire. Now, we had to do this virtual, but it was phenomenal. So myself and my assistant met with 10 students at a time. It was incredible. Everybody had energy. We got a lot of one-on-one coaching, and it worked out a wonderful experience. Next fall, we know it'll be back on campus. So there's many other events. We have 90 some employers that come to Boler. They come on campus, they do speeches, they do meet and greets. We're very experiential in the program. It's very important that you get used to working with employers and meeting people, even as a freshman when you come in. And this is just a sampling. Again, we have 90 employers that come and hire, but this is some of the names. John Carroll, Boler College is the finest accounting school in Ohio, bar none. And all the accounting firms know that, so they come here often. You can see a lot of other local employers. And by the way, it's not just Northeast Ohio. Employers from Pittsburgh or Rochester or Buffalo or Chicago. I mean, we get access to other areas, not just in Northeast Ohio. So you're well served with the employers that are here. At the end of the day, we're here to help you get hired or go to grad school if you're going to do that first. And that's the mission. So everything we do is to get you confident and to get you in a position to get that job or career that you want. And that's our mission that we work with you all 4 years to get you to that place. And again, this is just a little slide about what our goals are and how the reason we're this way. And the BPD Bob, I like, everybody calls me that. We teach everybody to be professional. You call a professor a doctor. You call somebody in business, Miss, Ms., or Mrs., or Mr. But we want to be informal because we're your coach, we're your mentor, we're all learning. You can make mistakes, we all make, so we're here to be informal, your cheerleader, your coach. So that's why I'm happy to be called BPD Bob, not Mr. Stein or whatever. That's fact, those are the nicest things people say to me, so I'll take that. Anyway, we just want to coach and help you. Now, and this is just a theme. This year's theme was smile everywhere you go, everybody you meet. Body language of smiling says so much. Connect, connect, connect. Networking, connect, and explore. You're coming in as a freshman. You got a wonderful 4 years to explore everything about life and your career. There's no need to have it all figured out. It's an exploration. So that was our theme. Now we partner hand in glove with Career Services. We do a lot of things together. We overlap, which is fine because then you get advice, all the extra advice. So Career Services is a fantastic resource on the campus. Definitely top class in higher education. They're dedicated for you there. They have tools, they have skills, they have resources. And again, they're there to ultimately help you get internships and jobs. The big thing I know, and I agree in Career Services, and we tell students this too, is what you really do to express yourself to have employers be interested in you is you develop your stories. What have you done? What are you about? Tell stories about yourself. That's what sells yourself. And we're going to help you with all this. And in those stories, you're talking who you are as a person, what skills that you've accumulated through your college experience, through your work experience, etc. And how then are you setting apart from somebody else so they want you, okay? This is what we help you with in Career Services as well. And we are so blessed that we have so many employers that come and care about our students and know our students are prepared. So 90% of students in Boler have an internship. Basically, anybody that wants one can get one. And some more than one. So we're always working and connecting. And again, the employers are on campus. Even now in this situation, our employers are active with us. Some companies, yes, have pulled back, but not all. And we're sorting out which ones are still out there and helping our students on a virtual remote basis stay connected to employers. And most of these internships are paid. We want them to be paid. The employer should pay you because you're providing a valuable service, not just giving them, not just gaining experience. So it should be that way. But in the case where there isn't any funding from the employer, we have a program that can help fund. So it shouldn't be an economic thing. So anyway, lots of opportunity for internships here. The proof's in the pudding. This is what I always like to say when I've been in business in my career. I can talk all I want and I can spew things. The bottom line is, and this is what matters, you come to Boler College, this past year, 92% of our Boler College grads either were employed or went to grad school. And that's phenomenal. Those are high-end statistics of any university in the United States. So Boler is a business school that walks the talk with its academics, and I believe, without boasting, that this professional development program also is part of walking the talk that gets you the three things: the academics, BPD, and your own character, your own attributes, what you made with yourself in your 4 years. All of that gets you in a position. And as you can see, 92 employers have come to Boler and hired students, 19 of which have hired more than one, some many more than one. So there's wonderful opportunity for you here. So let me, I'm going to open up to questions. So again, I don't know if you can see this. Make the leap and come to Boler JCU. We would love to have you here. And I'm going to give you, I can put this, you can get more information besides today. This says BPD info. So BPD, which is Boler Professional Development info at jcu.edu. I track that mailbox practically 24/7. And then BPD Bob is R Stein, because my first name's Robert, but R Stein at jcu.edu. Anybody, please feel free to send a question. Besides, we'll open it up today now. So if you want to you can either just speak up or you can put a question in chat, whatever you're most comfortable with, and we'll open up the questions.
Real quick, Bob, if you can just end the screen share, that way we can go back to be able to see everyone talking.
Sorry.
No worries.
Got it. Okay.
And I actually just put BPD info jcu.edu, correct?
BPD info at jcu.edu. or it's rstein for me at jcu.edu. I got, okay.
Yep, so I just shared that in the chat feature. That way, for all students, if you're interested in that. So if students are brave enough to utilize the video feature to ask a question, please feel free. As you can see, we're very informal. You also can utilize the chat feature as well, okay?
Jake, do you have a, I think you're on, unmute your mic if you can, Jake. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I just had a question about the business fifth-year MBA program, because I'm probably going to do the sports studies major. So I was just wondering if you could talk about that a little bit.
We probably have, I don't know, 60, 70 students that go ahead and do that program at Boler College after they finish their 4 years. So it's an outstanding program. The people that run it are engaged with the students, even in, you can talk about it freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, obviously senior year, they do a lot of marketing of it, but it's intended to be a one-year program so that you can come and, get that done. And it's very experiential. I teach in that program. So I teach a class right now in global management, because I mentioned to you, I ran a company that had business all over the world. So I'm able to bring speakers in and talk my own experience. So it's very, the MBA program is very hands-on with employers and realizing that that's part of the value of it, along with Dr. Mikiak this morning, if you saw his video on inspired business and the triple bottom line, where we want people to be leaders who manage for profit, for the environment, and for the social justice. So that's kind of the main components, but it's a fantastic program.
Thank you.
Don't be shy, everybody. If I can dance like a fool and pretend to play guitar, you can ask some questions. Don't worry. So, oh, I think we got some on chat.
Yep. So we have, what's the breakdown of internships by business majors?
That's a great question. So there's 7. There's now 8 majors. We used to have 7, but we just added private wealth management, which is phenomenal for those that are interested in finance, because that's a huge growing area, people working as financial advisors. So we now have 8 majors. Of the 8, at least 5, it might be 6, require an internship. So in those, your professors, your advisors, and we all help you, because you sort of have to have one, which is a good thing, don't get me wrong. Everybody else looks for internships too. So from an academic standpoint, again, at least 5 or maybe 6 now with the private wealth management require it. And you have plenty of time. And we have a lot of internships that are the same every year, that companies that work with us. So it's not like you're running around like, what am I going to do kind of thing. So, but that's why we bring the employers on campus so much. We also have a system called Handshake. This is a job site system just for colleges, and it covers the whole United States. It's not just Northeast Ohio, Cleveland. And all internships are posted on there. So you get access all the time to what companies are doing, and you can search it by finance internships, marketing internships, HR internships. So it's a very good tool. It helps. And again, we in career services work with you, teach you how to use these tools and work with you on it.
Something to add to that, I know I found internship interviews through the Network for Success and the Career Fair, because for the MHR major, we're required to have one, and that's how I got a few interviews for that too. So those are really helpful, those programs and events.
Okay. There's another question here from Megan that says, what would be the biggest benefit in receiving an MBA prior to law school? I can tell you from personal experience, I've worked with a lot of lawyers over the years, and by far the ones that were the best were the ones that had the business acumen from the get-go. So I think one of the major benefits, in my personal opinion, is to make sure that you get that complete, well-rounded business acumen, understanding finance, understanding capital, and so forth, besides being a contract expert and deal making and all that. So, I think that's the best in class, preparing yourself for business if you're interested in going into business law. Now, if you're going to be a criminal lawyer, that might not be the same answer. But I mean, I think an MBA is good for anybody, no matter what. Don't get me wrong. But in this specific question, I think it's a value add. It makes you a better person in the marketplace if you had that extra pedigree of the business MBA. Anybody else?
Any other questions?
So we start you off easy as freshmen. Again, we're not trying to dump a lot on you. You're coming in, you're getting used to college. You want to get adapted. You want to meet your new friends. You're going to be in clubs besides your academics. So what we do in your first year is just get you on the journey to professional development. So all we're really doing in the beginning is getting you a LinkedIn profile, which is different, as you can imagine, from Facebook, because it's a business site, and we help you with your first resume, and some of you already may have them. And then we introduce you to career services and this tool called Handshake. So I don't want you to feel like what I've talked about is all going to coming down on you. No, we ease right into it. We'll have some events, some fun events. You can tell I like music, so everything that we do has music. It's very little class time. We're cognizant that you got a full academic load. So we generally have a couple classes in a semester, and that would be coaching. It's not like academics where you're studying and testing and stuff. It's coaching, okay? And most everything else, you would have assignments online, and you'd only take one BPD section your freshman year. One semester, sorry, not the whole year. So again, we just ease you into it, and it's better that way. Trust me, because you're not gonna be, most of you won't do internships probably the end of your sophomore year, even the end of your junior year. So if we loaded everything up in your freshman year, which would overburden you, that wouldn't be appropriate to the timing of when things happen. So the program is, I think, very well developed, where it goes where you're going in your path.
So Bob, if we're waiting for another question to pop up, this is Al Mikiak. I'm Dean of the Boler College. Welcome everybody this morning. I want to just emphasize, my message this morning also is really about the breadth of a liberal arts education, the best business education available, experience and internships, and then job placement. And the BPD program is meant to work side by side with your academic program, as Bob was saying, really in tandem, right, to support this transition from student into your career, right? And so that involves certainly a lot of academic mastery, but it also involves some skills, abilities, that are really professional development and career readiness. So when we talk about, there's preparation and there's placement, and everyone's always interested in the placement, but the placement gets a lot easier the more prepared you are to make that transition. And so final message for all you seniors out there is finish strong.
Right. I think we have time for maybe one or two more questions. I want to make sure we get you on your way to either the residence life or the commuter session.
Okay. What are the time frames for completing internship programs, and how long do they last? That kind of depends on the program and the major a little bit. I mean, most students are taking their internships in the summer, particularly those that are involved in sports and might have part-time jobs anyway during the year. So, but they don't have to be. There are internships that are done during the school year. Now, for those of you that are interested in accounting, a lot of the accounting internships are actually done in the spring semester, the winter season, because that's the busy season for accounting firms, and they want students to get real-world experience. And in that case, you would take a couple accounting courses in the summer, because you wouldn't go to school the same time you're doing the internship. So it's hard to answer that. So again, it has to fit to your schedule, and it can. So it's either a summer internship, which would be, not the entire summer. Most internships would start like in early June, and you'd be done by mid-August, because then you get ready to come back to school. And during the school year, if you had an internship, it would be 20 hours a week. It's not full-time, because obviously you're doing your academics. So those details would be worked out specific to you and in whatever internship you're interested in. So before we close now, if you have any friends that are at Boler, John Carroll, tell them to send you the videos. I'm doing Bruno Mars. I've done old songs from my old days. Shawn Mendes is coming up. I try to mix it all up, so we have a lot of fun. So we're just keeping spirits up, and I'm just being a silly old guy every so often, because I love music, and it's just fun to keep all our spirits up.
Thank you so much, Bob, and to Dean Mikiak, and I know we had some current students as well. As I said, just for the sake of timing, do utilize the email that was provided in that chat feature if you have any follow-up questions. Thank you so much for everyone who joined us today. Special thank you to those who have chosen JCU to continue their education in the fall. If anyone is looking to continue that and take the next steps, you can do that. So you can do that in your JCU Gateway. Next up, in about a minute or right around now, we do have a session kicking off from our Residence Life office for those looking to live on campus, and then also from our Student Engagement office for our commuter students. And thank you so much again for joining us today for the Boler Professional Development session.
All right, please email. I answer all emails right away. So if you got any questions, please don't be bashful. Thanks for being here, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Nice job, guys.
Hi, Ed. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you, Bob? That's great.
Yeah, we had good. We had
I came in
a little over 100. It was a good.
Yeah,
group.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious to hear more. I came in a little late, but I'm curious. I was in another session, but I was curious to hear about your music stuff.
Well, what I started, Ed, right after we all got sheltered. I don't know what inspired me, to be honest, was the weekend when we all got sheltered. I watched the Italians singing in the balconies in Rome and tried to uplift. So I just said, hey, why don't I play around? And so I started these music videos, which is just playing a song, and I actually mime it out. And sometimes if it's a guitar, I have a guitar. And I've been sending them out almost every night. And I first just thought I'd do one or two, but the students keep giving me feedback that they like it. So it's continued on.
I'm going to send you a request.
Okay. Very good.
All right. Nice job.
All right. Good talking to you. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.